You know, every single day, we take billions of photos. We pull out this little rectangle from our pockets, we tap a button, and boom, a moment is frozen in time, a memory saved forever.
But have you ever stopped to wonder how it actually works? How does this little box literally stop time? Well, I can tell you, it's not magic. It's this brilliant, beautiful dance between ancient science and some seriously futuristic tech.
All right, let's get into it. The wild thing is, the camera in your phone and a $5,000 professional camera, they both operate on the exact same core principles. Principles that were figured out centuries ago.
And we're going to unpack it all by looking at two main secrets. First, how cameras bend light to create an image, a trick that's literally ancient history. And second, how we turn that light into a digital file that you can actually share online.
So, let's jump into that first secret, focusing light. This whole story starts, believe it or not, thousands of years ago in a dark room.
It all comes down to a concept called the camera obscura. That's just a fancy Latin phrase for dark chamber. Seriously, picture a room that's completely blacked out, except for one tiny little pinhole in one wall.
Light from the outside world streams through that one single point. And since light travels in straight lines, something incredible happens. A perfect but upside-down image of the outside world gets projected onto the opposite wall. That's it. That's the fundamental idea behind every single camera ever made, from your phone to the Hubble Space Telescope.
Now, obviously we've upgraded a bit since then. A modern camera lens is just a super sophisticated version of that pinhole. Instead of a 20-hole that creates a faint, dim image, a lens is made of complex, curved pieces of glass. It gathers way more light and focuses it with pinpoint precision to create a bright, razor-sharp image.
Okay, on to our second secret. Once the lens has done its job and focused the light, we have to actually record it. And this is where we jump from ancient physics straight to digital magic, from photons to pixels.
That perfectly focused beam of light now slams into the absolute heart of the camera, the image sensor. Just think of it like a tiny digital canvas, a grid made up of millions and millions of light-sensitive cells.
Each of these microscopic cells is called a photodiode. And each one of these photodiodes is responsible for just one single pixel in your final photo. Its job is pretty simple. When particles of light, which are called photons, hit it, the photodiode spits out a tiny electrical signal. It's basically a microscopic solar panel, turning light into electricity.
And here's the beautiful part. The more light, the brighter the light that hits a photodiode, the bigger the electrical charge it creates. That's all it is. Your camera is, at its core, just a super advanced photon counter, measuring the brightness at millions of spots all at the same time.
Okay, hold on. We figured out how to measure brightness, but that would only give us a black and white photo. So where do all the vibrant, beautiful colors come from?
Well, the solution here is just so clever. Most cameras use something called a Bayer filter. You can imagine it like a microscopic checkerboard of tiny red, green, and blue filters that sits right on top of the sensor. So now, each of those little photodiodes can only see one color of light. And check this out. The filter isn't an even split. It's actually half green and then a quarter red and a quarter blue. Why? Well, it's because our own human eyes are most sensitive to green light. So the camera is designed to mimic our biology to make sure the final image just feels right to us. So smart.
So here's how it works. Light comes through the lens, hits that Bayer filter, and each photodiode measures the brightness of just red or green or blue. You're left with this patchy mosaic of color data. It's like a puzzle with tons of missing pieces. Then, the camera's processor performs this lightning-fast calculation called demosing. It looks at all the neighboring pixels and makes a really smart guess to fill in the missing color info for every single pixel. It's a high-speed digital game of connect the dots that creates the full-color photo you see. So we've got focused light and we've got raw color data. Now for the final step, turning all of that raw information into an actual picture. This is where the brains of the camera step in.
There are a couple more key players here. First up is the shutter. Think of it like a curtain that opens and closes really fast. It controls exactly how long the sensor is exposed to light. A super fast shutter speed will freeze a bird in mid-flight. A slow one will create that gorgeous silky blur of a waterfall. And then you have the powerhouse, the image processor. This thing is the camera's central computer. After the sensor gathers all that light, the processor takes all that raw, messy data and turns it into a masterpiece. It's the digital darkroom doing all the heavy lifting.
I mean, this processor is an absolute workhorse. It takes those electrical charges and turns them into digital numbers. It does that insane demossizing to create the color, it tweaks the sharpness, adjusts the colors, gets rid of any ugly digital graininess, and finally, it squishes everything down into a neat little JPEG file you can post. And the most mind-blowing part, it does all of this in less than a blink of an eye.
So when you really think about it, we've gone from a simple dark room with a tiny hole in the wall to a pocket-sized supercomputer with millions of light-counting cells. It's been quite a journey.
And, it makes sense. The camera is really just a testament to this deep human need we have to hold on to moments, to capture the fleeting beauty of light and time.
It really is this incredible, intricate dance between pure physics and powerful computation. And it's all happening right there in your pocket, just so you can bring a single moment to life and keep it forever. So the next time you take a photo, you'll know the incredible science behind it all, which actually makes me curious. What's a photo you've taken that you're really proud of, one that tells a great story? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you had fun geeking out on this with me, be sure to hit like and subscribe for more deep dives into the science all around